Today we will be learning about AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. Moving towards that, let us see who is Amazon. So the Amazon is American international multi-billion dollar electronic commerce company whose headquarters is in Seattle, Washington, USA. It was started in 1995 by Jeff Bezos as an online bookstore but soon diversified, selling CDs, DVDs, video games, electronic items, and toys, jewelry. The company also produces commerce electronic like Kindle ebooks, reader, and Kindle Fire tablet computer. In 2006, Amazon officially launched the Amazon Web Services to become a major provider of cloud computing services. So, what is Amazon Web Services? Amazon Web Services is a collection of remote computing services that together make up a cloud computing platform offered over the internet by Amazon.com. The website is over here aws.amazon.com. AWS is actually located in 9 geographical regions. Each region is wholly contained with a single country, and all of its data and services stay within the design region. Each region has a multiple availability zone, which are distinct data centers providing AWS services. Availability zones are isolated from each other to prevent outages from spreading between zones. However, several services operate across availability zone. For example, DynamoDB. You can see the picture over here, which will give the more clarification about it. So now let's see what is AWS offering. Low ongoing cost, pay as you go pricing with no upfront expenses or long term commitments. Also, it is giving elasticity and flexibility. We can scale up and down as we require, eliminate guessing on your infrastructure capacity needs, speed and agility, develop and deploy application faster instead of waiting weeks or months for hardware to arrive and get installed. Apps, not ops. Focus on projects. You shift sources away from data centers, investments, and operations and move them to the innovative new projects. Global reach. It gives you a global reach. Take your apps global in minutes. Open and flexible. You can choose the development platform and programming model that makes the most sense for your business. Also, it is secure, allows your application to take the advantage of multiple layers of operational and physical security in the AWS data center to ensure that the integrity and safety of your data. Now let's see what the Amazon Web Services universe looks like. Here the management interface is over one side of the cloud, and the another side have cross service features, platform services, and infrastructure services, which are wholly combined to management service interface, and they are also connected to each other. Now let's see management interfaces. Here CLI, SDK, and web are given with its link. Infrastructure as a service is also given, where we can use EC2, VPC, S3, and EBS. These all are the services which is provided by AWS. Now let's see detailed explanation about Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, which is also called EC2, a web services that provides reliable computer capacity in the cloud. EC2 allows creating a virtual machine on demand. Pre-configured template Amazon machine image can be used to get running immediately. Creating and sharing your own AIM is also possible through the AWS marketplace. Auto scaling allows automatic scaling of the capacity up seamlessly during the demand spikes to maintain performance, and scales down during the demand nulls to minimal cost. elastic load balancing automatically distributes incoming application traffic across multiple Amazon EC2 instances. Provide tools to build failure resilient application by launching application instances in separate availability zone. Pay only for the resources actually consume instance hours. VM import export is also very easy through EC2 instance. Micro instances. Micro instances are 613 MIB of memory up to 2 ECUs. For a shorter periodic bursts, EBS storage only 32 bits or 64 platforms. Here are the standard instances, which are M1 small instance, M1 medium instance, M1 large instance, M1 extra large instance, M3 extra large instance, M3 double extra large instance, which are also provided with its memory we can use as we require it. The high memory instances are also given. High memory extra large instance, high memory double extra large instance, high memory quadruple extra large instance. High CPU instances. High CPU instances are also divided into high CPU medium instance, high CPU extra large instance. Also there are high storage instances. High storage instances 8 extra large. High input instances, input output instances. So here we can see that it is also having high input output quadruple extra large instance, and we also have cluster compute instance, in which we have cluster compute 8 extra large instance. High memory cluster instance, which gives high memory cluster 8 extra large instance. Cluster GPU instance, which is provided with cluster GPU quadruple extra large. And this is here we end with EC2 instances. Now let's see EC2 payment methods. We can go on demand instances, let you pay for compute capacity by the hour with no long term commitments. Reserved instance give you the option to make a low one time payment for each instance you want to reserve, and in turn they receive a significant discount on the hourly charges for the instance. Spot instance allow customers to bid on unused Amazon EC2 capacity and run those instances for as long as their bid exceeds the current spot price. Now let's see Amazon Elastic Block Storage. It provides block level storage volume 1 GB to 1 TB for the use of Amazon EC2 instances. Here the multiple volumes can be mounted to the same instance. EBS volumes are network attached and persist independently from the life of an instance. Storage volume behaves like raw, unformatted block services, allowing users to create a file system on top of Amazon EBS volumes or use them in any other way you would use a block device. EBS volumes are placed in a specific availability zone and can then be attached to instance also in the same availability zone. Each storage volume is automatically replicated with the same availability zone, and EBS provides the ability to create point-in-time snapshots of volume which are persistent to Amazon S3. So these snapshots can be used as a starting point for the new Amazon EBS volumes and protect the data for long-term durability. The same snapshot can be used to initiate as many volumes as you wish. These snapshots can be copied across the AWS regions. Now let's see EBS volumes. So EBS volumes can be categorized into standard volume, offers storage for application with moderate or burstly input-output requirement. Standard volume generally deliver approximately 100 bits on an average and well suited for use as boot volumes, where the burst capability provides fast instant startup times. let's see provisioned IOPS volumes, which are designed to deliver predictable high performance for input-output intensive workloads such as database. To enable your EC2 instance to fully utilize the 10 PS provided on an EBS volume, which launched the selected Amazon EC2 instance type as EBS optimized instances, and EBS optimized instances deliver dedicated throughput between the Amazon EC2 and Amazon EBS with optional between 500 Mbps and 1000 Mbps depending on the instance type used. So EBS charges based on per GB month and per 1 million input output request. Now let's see Amazon Simple Storage Services, which is also called as S3. Amazon S3 provides a simple web services interface that can be used to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. So write, read and delete objects contains from 1 byte to 5 terabyte of data each. The number of the objects you can store is unlimited. Each object is stored in a bucket and retrieved through a unique developer design key. So to retrieve it, we require a key. A bucket can be stored in one of the several regions. Objects stored in a region never leave the region unless you transfer them out. And authentication mechanisms are provided to ensure that the data is kept secure from the unauthenticated access. Objects can be made private or public, and rights can be granted to specific user. S3 charges based on per GB month and per input output request and per data modification request. Now let's see Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, which is also called as VPC. Amazon VPC lets you provide a logical isolated section of Amazon Web Services Cloud. You have a complete control over your virtual networking environment, including selection of your own IP address range, creation of subnets, and configuration of routing tables and network gateway. VPC allows bridging with an outside IT interface with an encrypted VPN connection with an extra charge per VPN connection or there is no addition charge for using Amazon Virtual Private Cloud aside from the nominal Amazon EC2 usage charges. Now let's see demo. Here is the infrastructure services which is attached to EC2, VPN, VPC, S3 and EBS. So these are the links which are provided through which you can directly go to Amazon AWS EC2 instance. For EC2 usage, for VPC, you can go to aws.amazon.com/VPC/ you will reach to VPC of Amazon, and by doing the same thing, changing the VPC to S3 and EBS, you will arrive to Amazon AWS page. So platform services. Platform services are EMR, RDS, DynamoDB, Beanstalk. These all are platform as a services. And here are the links provided which will land you directly to the Amazon AWS page. Amazon Elastic MapReduce, which is also known as EMR. Let's see in detail. Amazon EMR is a web service that makes it easy to quickly and cost effectively produce a vast amount of data using Hadoop. Amazon EMR distributes the data and progressing across a resizable cluster of Amazon EC2 instance. Within Amazon EMR, you can launch a persistent cluster that stays up indefinitely or a temporarily cluster that terminates after the analysis is complete. Amazon EMR supports a variety of Amazon EC2 instance type and Amazon EC2 pricing option on demand, reserved and spot. When launching an Amazon EMR cluster, also called as job flow, you can choose how many and what type of Amazon EC2 instance are to be provided. Amazon EMR price is an addition to the Amazon EC2 price. Amazon EMR is used in variety of applications including log analysis, web indexing, data warehouse, scientific simulation and bioinformatics. Now moving towards RDS, which is also known as Amazon Relational Database Services. Amazon RDS is a web service that makes it easy to set up, operate and scale a relational database in cloud. Amazon RDS gives the access to capability of familiar MySQL, Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server database engine. Code application and tools already used with existing database can be used with RDS. Amazon RDS automatically patches the database software and backs up the database, storing the backup for user-defined rotation period and enabling the point-in-time recovery. Amazon RDS provides scaling the computer resources or storage capacity associated with the database instance. Pay only for the resources actually consumed based on DB instance or consumed database storage and data transfer. On demand DB instance let you pay for the compute capacity by the hour with no long term commitments. Reserved DB instance give you the option to make a low one time payment for each DB instance and in turn receive a significant amount on a hourly usage charge for that DB instance. Now let's see SQL database. In relational SQL database, ACID, which is also known as atomicity, consistency, isolation, disability, is a set of properties that guarantees that database transactions are proceeded reliably. Atomicity requires to each transaction is all or nothing. The consistency provided ensures that the transaction will bring the database from one validity state to another. The isolation property ensures that the concurrent execution of transaction result in a system state that would obtain if the transaction were executed serially. Durability means that once a transaction has been committed, it will be remain so even of the power crashes or the errors. Now let's see Amazon DynamoDB. DynamoDB is the fast, fully managed NoSQL database service that makes it simple and cost effective to store and retrieve any amount of data and services any level of request traffic. All data items are stored on SSDs, which is also called solid state drives, and are replicated across three availability zone for the high availability and durability. DynamoDB table do not have fixed schemas and each time may have different number of attributes. DynamoDB has no upfront cost and implements a pay as you go plan as a flat hourly rate based on the capacity reserved. NoSQL databases can be classified as a NoSQL database provide a mechanism for storage and retrieval of data that employ less containerized consistency model than traditional relational database. NoSQL database only supports eventually consistency, which is consistency model used in the distributed computing that informally guarantees that if no new updates are made to given the data item, eventually all the access to that item will return the last update value. NoSQL databases are often highly optimized key value stores intended for simple retrieval and appending operations significant with the goal being significant performance benefits in terms of latency and throughput. Key value stores allow the application to store its data in the schemas less way. Now let's see Amazon Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk provides a solution to quickly deploy and manage applications in AWS cloud. You simply upload your application and Elastic Beanstalk automatically handles the deployment details of capacity, provisioning, loading, autoscaling and application health monitoring. Elastic Beanstalk leverages AWS services such as Amazon EC2, Amazon S3, etc. to ensure easy portability of your application Elastic Beanstalk is built using familiar software stacks such as Apache HTTPS servers for Node.js, PHP, and Python, Passenger for Ruby, Apache Tomcat for Java. There is no additional charge for Elastic Beanstalk. You pay only for the AWS resources need to store and run your application. The platform as a service, we use EMR, RDS, DynamoDB, and Beanstalk, as we have already discussed it. Cross-service features are SWF and CloudWatch. Here are the links provided through which you can arrive to Amazon AWS. Amazon CloudWatch. Now let's see in a detail. It provides monitoring for AWS cloud resources and the application customer runs on AWS. CloudWatch gives you programmatically retrieve your monitoring data, view graphs, and set alarms to help you troubleshoot, spot trends, and take automatic action based on the state of your cloud environment. Amazon CloudWatch enable you to monitor your AWS resources up to the minute in the real time, including Amazon AWS instance, EBS volumes, Elastic Load Balancer, Amazon RDS DB instance. Metrics such as CPU utilization, latency, and request counts are provided automatically for these AWS resources. Customers can also supply their own custom application and service metrics such as memory usage, transaction volumes, or error rates. Now let's see about Amazon Simple Workflow Service, which is also known as SWF. SWF is a task coordination and state management service for cloud application. Using Amazon SWF, you structure the various processing steps in the application that runs across one or more machine as a set of tasks. Amazon SWF manages dependencies between the tasks, scheduling the task for execution, and runs any logic that needs to be executed in parallel. The service also tracks the task progress. As the business requirement changes, the Amazon SWF makes it easy to change the application logic without having worry underlaying the state machinery and flow control. So these are the cross-service features, SWF and CloudWatch. Watch out for unexpected cost. When you finish your work, remember to make sure the following to avoid unwanted costs. Delete your S3 objects, stop or shut down your EC2 instance and RDS instances. The customer is responsible for resources he's using. AWS declines any responsibility if the customer forgets to shut down resources. For AWS free usage, you can use free tier of Amazon AWS, whose link is provided on the screen. So this was the end, and thank you for watching this video.